Today is the day for the Warwick Castle. This castle chose the King of England twice. So in 1066, William, Duke of Normandy, the northern France, sailed across the Channel, killed the English king in battle and took the crown by force. 2 years later, in 1068, he ordered this mound built. He was a foreign king ruling a country that hated him. Here is the story worth telling. In 1304, King Edward I built the largest trebuchet ever made to attack a Stirling castle in Scotland and nicknamed it a werewolf. It took about 50 men, 3 months to build and 30 wagons to move. The 30 defenders inside the castle tried to surrender before it was even finished, and Edward refused to let them because he wanted to see it works. This is where the castle stopped being mud and wood and becomes the fortress you see it from the road. The interesting part is who paid for it. Thomas Beauchamp, Earl of Warwick, built both towers between 1330s and 1360s, and he funded it with the profits of war in France. He commanded the battle by thrashing, and he rebuilt the town church with ransom money too from a French archbishops he captured. We're going to make one really short stop in the Warwick dungeon. This is really self-explanation about the whole prisoners. Let's go and take a look inside. So now we are in the place where they hold prisoners of the castle, and I can show you something interesting. This is the hall. It's not just a hall. They put a person inside here, and they don't give it any food, any water, nothing, so it would be killed by starvation, by rats, or by just getting insane. This is the jubilant, the French called them, the French prisoners. And this was the, if you got here, this is your for real last destination in the life. That's horrible. And here's how the medieval world actually worked. If you captured a French nobleman and you didn't kill him, you held him in his family pay to get him back. The main event today is the War of the Roses. But before we come to this, you need to know a few facts. First, what War of the Roses actually were? A civil war that ran on and off for 30 years between two branches of the same royal family. The Lancasters used to a red rose and their badge, and the Yorksists a white one. Cousins kill cousins over the crown. Now, the man of the castle, Richard Neville, Earl of Warwick, was the richest nobleman in England. In the 1460s, he put Edward IV on the throne. Then Edward crossed him, so in 1470s, Warwick changed sides and put the old king, Henry VI, back. He made two kings and broke two. People start calling him the Kingsmaker. How can Earl do that? Because England had no standing army. When a king went to the war, he had to ask his nobles to bring their men. And Warwick had more land, more money, and more soldiers than anybody else. Whoever is backed, he's won. He was killed in the Battle of Barnet, and 400 years of Warwick power died with him. War of Roses is something you should like to see yourself. And I'm continuing my day. So we are going to the Great Hall and the staterooms, because the castle stays the castle while somebody needs to defend it. This is the room where that stops being the true and the whole place door into the rich family house. In 1978, the family ran out of money and sold the entire castle to Madame Tussaud, the Waxworks Museum Company. That is how a Norman fortress ended up a tourist attraction with a show inside. So down by the river, under Big Tower, the least visited corner of the castle is existing, which is, for my opinion, one of the most interesting ones. So this is actually the only part of the castle that built to do the work instead of just doing it in the water. Let me explain you. 132 years ago, this castle made its own electricity. Back then, hardly anyone in Britain had electric light at home. It was that new. The castle had the river, and the even spun the turbine, charging the room full of batteries. Charged all day, burn it after dark. The castle had its own power bank. There's been a castle on this rock for 1,000 years, since 1068. Almost every other castle is a ruin today. This one survived because people never stopped living in it. A family was still here until 1978. As a conclusion about the Warwick Castle and all surroundings, does it worth it? I think yes, but you should come yourself and share your opinion, because that's a big place. You should spend there all day. It's full of the history, and you should also attend the event lives if they are possible, because then you will have the special taste of the history of this place.
Here we go then, here you go. Oh, that one. Last.